Namaste, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. So happy that everybody's supporting Yoga Gives Back's International Women's Day uh, campaign week, especially with Relay. We're doing this first time for 2 days. And first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Lifeform, Glow, and Yoga for Good, to support this amazing weekend of celebrating and supporting more girls and women in India with Yoga Gives Back. So thank you so much. And I'm so happy and to have Seane Corn, our ambassador, here to share her easy flow class for everyone. But before I pass it to Sean, I would love to give you some introduction. I know a lot of people know about Sean already, but Sean is internationally acclaimed yoga teacher, author, and public speaker who has been at the forefront of yoga activism and community service for 30 plus years. Known for her social activism and impassioned teaching style, Sean is raw, honest, articulate, and spiritually inspired in her self-expression. Her leadership and commitment to justice for all beings, plus her many years as yoga teacher, have galvanized thousands to practice, pray, find more purpose, and activate change from the inside out. A longtime student, Sean models authenticity in her yoga journey and is considered an artist in her craft. So here we are. Sean Kong, thank you so much for being here today.
Kyoko, thank you so much. And thank you everyone who is participating in International Women's Day and with Yoga Gives Back. Kyoko, I just came back from India and I thought about you a lot because I was down in Vrindavan and I was working at a school that provided food, education, and skill sets to underserved girls in that area. And the work reminded me so much of what Yoga Gives Back has done over the years and the impact that it has to not only the young girls who are directly impacted by generational poverty, but the entire community benefits. And this particular organization provided the opportunity for these young girls to be enabled because of education and nourishment to be able to make better, healthier, more integrated choices as they grew up and evolved, rather than having to get married early or having to, in some cases, being trafficked. Not that any parent would want to traffic their child, either intentionally or unintentionally, but when you're dealing with unimaginable poverty and you're vulnerable to manipulation and lies, things happen that is almost unbearable for us to be able to imagine. And I know that Yoga Gives Back has been really committed to making certain that the girls of India get the resources that they need so that they can continue to thrive in their life and have autonomy, good health, education, and the conditions that can help improve their circumstance, the circumstance of their family, and their whole community. So thank you very much for everything that you do. I have been just a devoted and loyal fan of Yoga Give Back and you for many, many years because I have directly seen the impact of your work. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and let you know how grateful I am to be given the opportunity always to support your efforts and to be here for International Women's Day, which of course is going to be near and dear to my own heart. And to everyone who is on, I want to thank you all for participating and being a part of this journey as well. These nonprofits thrive on really the generosity of folks like you. It's like small dollars create, when you aggregate them, create big opportunities, and it lets them be able to do their work behind the scenes, work that's not particularly glamorous, like, paying the bills and making photocopies of materials, paying employees. And so it's really important that we make sure that these organizations stay on their feet and continue to serve in the way that they do. So thank you for your participation. Again, my name is Seane Corn, and I am a yoga teacher. I am a social justice activist. I'm an author, And as Kyoko said, I am a longtime student devoted to the practice of yoga, and I prioritize my practice above my teaching because I know for me to show up and do my work in the world, I need to be integrated and whole. And embodied practices that include breath work, yoga asana, meditation, prayer, and other kinds of modalities are the very thing that allows me to release the accumulated tension in my body, feel into the sensation that might be moving me into reactivity or overwhelm or fear or sadness or grief, process those big emotions so that I can move into all of my relationships more responsive and therefore responsible rather than reactive. And this is something that in this day and age, with everything that's going on in the world, it makes sense that we can be easily triggered by the circumstances, by the oppression, by the misogyny, by the patriarchy, by the politics, by the division, everything that is strategically designed to make us second guess our own true self. And so the more work that we can do on the mat, remembering who we truly are, breathing into the possibilities of grace is going to enable us to show up in this world differently. And that's on us. And so that's a little bit of what this practice is going to be all about today. So I'm going to invite you to come to your mat space. Cheers to you all. And take a seat. I want to welcome you into my yoga room. This is my yoga space. And this is where we'll be practicing today. Let me make sure I'm all mic'd and I'm good to go. Yes, I am. So go ahead and sit up tall if you will. You're going to place your right hand on top of the left and bring your thumbs together so you're making a triangle. You can see the triangle right at the tip of my thumbs connecting. The spine is long, the shoulders are relaxed. And you can just gaze gently at the floor in front of you, your eyes soft, or you can have a candle like I do. Just something to bring your awareness towards. You take a deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. Do that again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. Now, with your eyes closed for a moment, I want you to track your body for sensation. Track your body for sensation. What this means is you're going to start at the base of your body, whatever's touching the floor. And just notice. Maybe you feel the direct sensation of the floor against your ankle or your shin or the side of the foot. Perhaps you feel a little creakiness in your knees, one more than the other, as your legs are folded. Perhaps as you move up the body, you feel some tenderness in your hips. Maybe some sluggishness or heaviness in your digestive tract. Tension in the muscles that support your spine or your shoulders. Maybe the sensation is even more specific. Maybe you feel a little racing in your heart, or a tightness in your jaw, or your cheeks feel flushed. Without analyzing, just tune in to the different sensations, noticing if the sensation is comfortable or uncomfortable. If the air on your skin feels warm or cool. You see, sensation is the language of the body, and it gives us an enormous amount of information that we can utilize that often predetermines our emotional state. And the more that we can tune into the sensation in our body and listen to that language, it can allow us to unpack, to unfurl what else might be going on within our body-mind. See, there is no separation between the body and the mind. Everything that we think and feel and experience has an effect on our cellular tissue. The body remembers everything. And that doesn't mean it remembers just what happened today or in our interpersonal relationships. Our body holds on to the constructs, the limiting beliefs, the politics, the misogyny, the patriarchy of our ancestors, of our culture, of all that walked before us. And all of that information inherited lives within our body, often determining how we see or experience the world around us. And so often we do or say or feel things that are driven from our unconscious, time traveling us to our ancestry, to this emotional or psychological inheritance, but it's not actually who we are. The yoga practice allows us to process and purify, to let go of these internalized beliefs, to create new neural pathways so that we can remember who we are and who we are to each other. And I think for International Women's Day, one of the most important things that we can do is make a commitment to continually cultivate and develop good self-esteem, to continually call our power back from the narratives that we have become attached to the identities and the roles that we cling to. It is absolutely essential for us to develop good self-esteem, because good self-esteem is the necessary quality of beingness that can allow us to expand and trust our intuition. Intuition is not a gift. Intuition is a skill in which we develop. And the thing that blocks our intuitive knowing, life, heartbreak, loss, misinformation, inequality, oppression, everything that I mentioned, all those historical constructs that we've embodied often block who we truly are, keeping us attached to our small self. And then we're always looking for more, more validation, more opportunities to be seen, noticed, valued because of how we look or what we say or the money that we make or the relationship that we're in. But I promise you, all of these external qualities will always fall short because they can never truly fill that hole within us. The only thing for us to move into that state of wholeness is to remember the depth of our spirit, to continue to learn the lessons that are necessary, to continue reframing our narratives through a spiritual lens so that we can become empowered, not in spite of our journey, but because of it, the light and the shadow. And so for International Women's Day, my invitation to all of us is to wake up, do the deep inner work, stop apologizing for who we are, tear away the illusions, the constructs that we have carried, and create new neural pathways that remind us of our own magnificence so we can show up in our family, in our community, and in our world, integrated, present, clear, passionate, caring, so that we can create a world together that is peaceful, happy, equal, safe, abundant for all beings everywhere. So again, sit up tall. And now place your palms into Anjali Mudra. The palms come together. You're going to bring your thumbs right up against the heart center. The fingertips move slightly away from your body, and you always want to leave a little room between your palms for the mystery. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Calling in the God, the goddess of your own unique understanding. calling in the saints, the sages, the spirit guides, the angels, calling in your higher power, the creative consciousness, Mother Earth, or the Holy Mother herself. But to this grace we ask, may this practice, and from this point forward, all of our subsequent practices, be an opportunity for healing and remembering and awakening and being to occur in our body, in our mind, and our spirit. We ask for the strength to be willing to orient towards our shadow self and to be fearless in our pursuit to understand the limiting beliefs that we carry that have blocked us from our own self-confidence. We ask to understand these narratives and these identities that we have become attached to, and the strength to do the deepest inner work so that we can unravel these stories and find the truth that lives within them, truth that can empower, awaken, and move us forward into our true illumination and our most magnificent light. We ask, may this practice be blessed for ourselves and for all women everywhere. May they know safety. May they be protected. May they understand sisterhood. May they have all the nourishment they need. May all their dreams come true. We bless them. We walk side by side in loyalty and in companionship and in solidarity with them as they move through their own journey of survival and awakening. We ask, may this practice be blessed. And then together we offer this blessing with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. And then release your hands. From here, you're going to find your way out onto your backs, if you would, please. And squeeze your knees into your chest. You're going to place your left foot down onto the floor. You're going to grab hold of the right foot and bring it upward towards the ceiling. Keeping the knee bent, you're going to very gently pull the right thigh down. This practice is going to be a moderately paced, slow flow class. Just with the opportunity to move some of the energy in the body and for you to track the sensation where you're holding on to tension today. That tension can keep us very reactive. I'll explain that in a moment. Right now, just gently pull your thigh down. Feel into the sensation behind your right leg. And then from here, you're going to cross your right ankle above your left knee. Take your right hand, bring it between the triangular space, and grab either the front of the shin or the back of the thigh, whatever feels more accessible. You can also use a strap. So like I said earlier, there's no separation between the mind and the body. The body remembers everything, and everything shows up in the body as sensation, as I said, sensation being vibration with information. Everything is energy. The fact that you could see my body or this candle, that's energy that moves slow enough for it to be tangible, visceral. But and that's called gross energy. But there's also subtle energy. Subtle energy you can't see, but you can feel it. And it includes emotions like hate and rage and shame and grief and love. That fluttering in your chest, that heat in your face. So when we grow up, there's all sorts of experiences that we have in our life. All sorts of experience that delivers energy into the body. If we have an ability to process these moments, these experiences, these challenges, we're able to let the energy move through the body and release itself. But more often than not, what we get taught is suppression and internalization. We get taught to shove the feelings back down. And when we do that, The body responds by becoming tense. That tension has a sensation. Pull it in a little deeper. And then you're going to slide your right leg over your left. And you're going to drop your knees over to the left side and reach the right arm out. So you're making a gentle twist here. And take some deep breaths. That tension, that contraction manifests as a sensation that in our unconscious mind, subconscious mind, we perceive as control, as safety. Our body locks down because we don't want to get hurt or exploited or betrayed. We want to try to prevent the inevitability of discomfort. So our body goes into lockdown. What yoga does is it releases the tension and it takes that contraction and it opens it. It moves it into expansion. That space between contraction and expansion is very, very threatening, very scary because it requires surrender. And if in our life, if that contraction, that tension represents a feeling of safety, the letting go of that tension, surrender, can feel so vulnerable because we don't know what's on the other side of that contraction. I promise you it's liberation. But it's hard to believe that when your body is often in fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, and your nervous system is calibrated in such a way to stay stuck. Go ahead and squeeze your knees into your chest. Put your right foot down, grab hold of the sole of the left foot, and gently pull the left thigh down and just breathe. So what we're doing in this short practice is an opportunity for self-investigation. Look at your own body and notice where the tension is held. And notice your reaction to the sensation. Maybe you like it. You think, oh, that's pleasurable. My body really needed that stretch. Or you start to feel uncomfortable. You fidget. You look around. You start to fantasize. All of this is our indication that you're in avoidance to the sensation. So I want to invite you, when the sensation rises, do your best to stay with that sensation and commit to it just to see what might be living underneath it. From here, cross your left ankle above your right knee. You're going to grab hold of the front of the shin or the back of the thigh and breathe into the sensation you might feel in your hips. The yoga practice is without a doubt an endeavor of trust, surrender. It's actually set up, if you read the Yoga Sutras and you're looking at the yamas and the niyamas. In the niyamas, there are three things that I think I follow more than anything. Tapas, Svadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranadhana. Tapas is discipline. What you're doing right now, the fact that you got on your mat, you're hanging with the poses. It cultivates this sense of heat, this purification, this burning away, but it requires us to actually remain, to stay. Tapas, discipline, is essential. The next is Svadhyaya, which is self-study. This is really hard because you got to hold a mirror up to yourself, letting go of blame and victimization, and really understanding why things happen as they do, and moving into a place of self-acceptance. Deep work, hard work. It's an undoing because we're not taught how to do this. So Svadhyaya becomes essential. And then finally, Ishvara Pranadhana is surrender to the divine as you understand it to be. And what I like about that is it's not telling you which divine to surrender to. It's allowing sovereignty, agency. You decide. the light within you, Mother Nature, your higher power, creative consciousness, all the things that I mentioned earlier. It's just recognizing that there is a self beyond the small self, beyond our ego, that is a part of who we are. And if we can integrate and move into wholeness with that illuminated self, we will know liberation and freedom. And that's what Ishvara Pranadhana provides. Go ahead and release your hands, close the gap, and drop your knees over to your right side and reach the left arm out. So just this gentle twist, hip opener and hamstring stretch to bring some blood and fluid into the body, giving your body a chance, or giving your mind really a chance to adapt to the body that you have today. What I can promise you is as you get older, it is more and more important not to quickly impose a practice onto your body, but to really listen to what's happening in your joints, your connective tissue, your digestive tract. Everything changes very, very quickly as we approach or are in midlife. And we can either nourish and nurture our body or easily exploit it and cause more discomfort. And so we have to be a little bit more patient, more attuned, and let our body speak to us rather than moving into kind of energetic imposition through a practice that might not be appropriate to where we are in this moment. Go ahead and squeeze your knees into your chest. Roll to your side and gently sit on up and find your way onto all fours. Coming into all fours, you're going to make sure your wrists are slightly in front of the shoulders. Your toes are curled under. Inhale and arch your back. Notice the stretch in the abdomen as you do that. Let your spine soften. And then exhale, round your back, tucking your chin in towards the sternum. Pushing into the hands, you want to feel the stretch across your upper back where the rhomboids are. And then again, inhale, arch. Keep your toes curled under and gently press back into downward dog, keeping the knees bent. Fingers are spread wide, so your base, your foundation is really secure. And as you press down into your palms, elongate and stretch through the whole side of the body. Very gently, if you can, begin to descend the heels towards the floor so the legs are moving towards straight. If that causes your back to round, then keep the knees bent. The most important thing that you can do in this and all practices is to breathe deeply, consistently, and rhythmically. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, look up. Hands onto your hips. And slowly come up with a flat back. Palms right at your heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way forward, hands down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. You're going to bend your knees just a little bit. You're going to step your left leg way back, staying on the ball of the foot. You can stay up high onto your fingertips here and gaze forward. Keeping the back leg strong. Take about 3 very deep breaths. Just opening up the energy into the pelvis, the top of the thigh, and into the hamstrings. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, put your left knee down. Extend your left toes away from you. Either stay on your fingertips, or if you happen to have your blocks handy, you're going to come onto the highest of your blocks. Allow your right knee to bend so you can see the knee comes forward over the toes. But push down into the blocks. Draw the shoulder heads back. Sternum lifts. Hips sink. And breathe. There's a lot of energy that gets stored in the hips. This isn't inclusive to women. It's all genders. We carry an enormous amount of trauma. Trauma is anything that overwhelms our capacity to cope and leaves us feeling helpless, hopeless, out of control, or unable to respond. And with everything that's happening in our world, especially here in the United States, with so many of our reproductive rights being threatened and annihilated, there's no way that we don't in our own bodies feel that threat, that power grab, that misogyny. And it lives deep within the hips, deep within our pelvis, because this is the area that holds reproduction and fertility, our sexuality, our sense of survival, our emotions, anything that compromises that autonomy can form as tension. So just keep breathing right into the pelvis. And then straighten the legs, the right leg just a little bit. You're going to put your left block down, or again, you can just use the floor. Take your right hand, put it on top of your right thigh, press down into the right thigh and make a twist. This stimulates into the third chakra, the Manipura chakra, which is our personal power center. And it's where we hold on to self-esteem, self-respect, confidence. It's where we can often give our power away, being easily manipulated or dominated or oppressed. So it's very important that we bring a lot of prana, a lot of energy into that particular center, letting the stagnant energy move. Twisting helps to accomplish that. Take a deep breath and then exhale, release. Both hands come to the floor. You're going to curl your back toes under, lift the left knee, step your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, look up, bend your knees a little, step your right leg way back. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Right hip rotates forward. Gaze forward and breathe deeply. Exhale the right knee down, extend the right toes away. Grab your blocks if you have them, and you're going to press down into the blocks. Bend your left knee so the knee comes forward of the toe. Rotate your right hip forward. Lift the sternum. Gaze upward and breathe. And just feel into the sensation. And just noticing is how good it feels to move the body, how important it is, and how easy we can let something that's so vital become secondary. Often there's so many other things that are more important to do than take time to get on our mat. And yet I don't think I've ever known a single person who has ever said after class was over, I shouldn't have done that. That was a waste of time. It's usually, oh my God, I'm so grateful. My body needed that so badly. From here, you're going to straighten the left leg a little. Put the block on your right hand down. Put your left hand onto the left thigh. Press down into the thigh and open up your chest, gazing upward. Try to keep your sternum elongating. And then exhale. Put both hands back onto the floor. Curl your back toes under. Lift the knee. Step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, look up. Hands to the hips. And then flat back to stand. Palms at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist. You're going to stretch through the left arm and then drop over to your right. Inhale, come up, and then switch. Grab hold of the right wrist, elongate, and drop over to your left. Inhale, come on up, palms right at the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step open wide, feet about 5.5 feet apart, arms out to the sides. You're going to turn your right foot out, your left toes in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come into triangle pose. So you're going to hinge at the hip. You're going to place your hand onto the shin or the ankle or use your block. The other arm comes straight up to the ceiling. Keep your tailbone in, shoulders down the back, and gaze upward towards the thumb and breathe. Inhale, come up to stand and switch sides. You're going to turn your left foot out, the right toes spin in. Take a deep breath in and exhale, triangle pose. Hand on the shin, ankle, or the block. The opposite arm comes straight up. You gaze up at your thumb. Breathe. And inhale, come on up. You're going to turn your toes in. Inhale your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers and turn them upside down. Spin your heels in and your toes out. And then on the exhale, you're going to bend your knees nice and deeply. Knees press away from each other. The tailbone draws in. The upper arm bones squeeze towards each other and breathe. Inhale, straighten the legs. Turn your toes in parallel. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, you want to squeeze the shoulders in towards each other. And then exhale, fold all the way forward. And let the shoulders stretch. Inhale, come on up, nice and slowly. And then from here, you're going to step back up to the front of the mat, palms right at the heart, and hold. Now, before we go any deeper into the flow, I'm going to take a moment. I always look at the yoga practice as a ritual. It's an embodied ceremony that we do. As energy comes in, we have the opportunity to express energy out. And so I'm very big on sending out, using my body and offering you the opportunity to use yours as an expression of devotion and prayer. And so place your palms together. And if you would, I want you to invoke into this moment a woman in your life, someone alive, someone who has passed on, someone who has really shown up for you guided you, supported you, elevated you, challenged you, nurtured your body, your soul. Invite them into this space. With one hand on your heart and your other hand, your dominant hand, one finger pointing forward, you're going to trace their name or names. There's a few that you want to bring in into the air. Remembering them, holding them. And then you're going to take that and gather the energy and pull it straight into your heart, feeling their presence, their wisdom, their creativity, their abundant love. And then bring your palms back into prayer. We dedicate every movement and every breath of the next series of postures to this woman or these women on International Women's Day. We ask, Spirit, protect them, guide them, support them, envelop them with your light and with your love. May they know forevermore the impact that their spirit, their grace, their dedication, their beauty, their sense of humor, their brilliance, their tenderness has had on who we are today and all the ways in which we show up in the world. We bless them and we hold them within our heart with infinite gratitude. May they walk with us forevermore in spirit and in truth. So to that woman or women, in the name of love and gratitude, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Put your knees down, extend your toes away, and lower your whole body to the earth. Inhale, come into a low cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, your back foot flat. Inhale, come into warrior one. Exhale, warrior two, rotate hand position and hold. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right forearm onto the right thigh, left hand onto the left hip. Either stay here, or some of you can put your right hand down onto the floor or onto a block and bring your left arm up and out over the ear. And breathe. Bring your left arm up, look down, inhale, slowly come back into warrior two, and then release. Both hands down, step it back, knees down, toes back, and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, chest down, press back, downward facing dog, left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Let your body express the prayer. Deep breath in. Exhale, left forearm on top of the left thigh, right hand to the right hip. Either stay here or bring your left hand down and bring your right arm up and out over the ear and breathe. Right arm up, look down, come back into warrior, warrior two. Take a deep breath in and exhale, both hands down. Step it back, knees down, toes back, lower. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Take a deep breath. And then come down onto your knees. You're going to stand up onto your knees. Keep the toes curled under. Support your lower back. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, if you can, reach back and put your hands right onto your heels. Keep your chest lifted. Let your head and neck drop back. Inhale, come up. Extend your toes away from you. Sit your buttocks onto your heels. Turn your palms up, a gesture of receptivity with your eyes closed. And just feel into your body, into the prayers that we've offered, into the intention of this day, and to the importance of our own empowerment at this time in our history. Inhale, come on up. Either curl your toes under or extend them back. Support your lower back. Lift the chest and reach back. Hands onto your heels. Chest lifts. Head and neck releases. Inhale, come on up. Extend your toes away and sit your buttocks back onto your heels. Turn the palms up. Bring your thumb and your index finger together for Gyan Mudra. The other fingers extend straight. And then one more time. Come back up onto your shins. Support your lower back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach it back. Chest lifts. Head and neck relaxes that back and breathe. Inhale, come on up. Sit your butt onto your heels. You're going to shift your body weight to the side and then come into Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet, they come together. You're going to roll the feet open. And there's going to be a couple of different ways in which you can approach this. I'm going to put a block in front of me. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. This will make it more restorative. So you take a deep breath in, fold forward, and if you want to make it more restorative, you put the block and let your forehead rest on it. You can even take another block and cross it on top, if that feels more accessible, or no block at all, and you can go deeper for the stretch, keeping your chest forward. Your choice. But now while you're in the posture, now that you've moved some energy, you want to find balance. I mentioned how the yoga practice is a ritual, and I think that that's something intuitively, or at least for myself as a woman, ritual, ceremony, making meaning becomes very important. The practice itself has a really unique arc if you pay attention. It moves us from birth to death. Every single time we step on a yoga mat, there is that dynamic from birth to death, the energy, the cycle of nature. It's dynamic and there's movement, there's heat. And then as we get into the standing poses, we're learning how to stand on our own 2 feet. We go up against our edges, we challenge ourselves, and then it moves towards this moment where the poses slow down. We become more receptive, more responsive. And then, of course, it moves towards Shavasana, which is death, but not death as an ending. Death is transformation. Death is liberation. And then tomorrow we get back on the mat and we begin again and we're reborn. So that rebirth happens. That's why it's so important that we don't anticipate the practice in a way that is rigid. We let the practice unfold. And our work is to be present to our body, to our mind, to our breath, and to what arises. We use the asana practice as a way to cleanse, dissolve that which no longer serves us. We use it as a mirror so that we can understand some of the limiting beliefs and the perspectives that we're holding on to that don't work, aren't necessary. We use it as a way to understand our attachments to our identities and roles that are impermanent. And we do all of this deep work so that we can connect to our highest self without apology, so that we can show up in the world at this time and do what needs to be done in order to help create a world that is safe and healthy and equal and fair and just for all beings everywhere. This is not a time of passivity. This is not a time to turn our backs on the suffering that exists in the planet. That's not what yoga was ever about. To turn our backs makes us complicit to that suffering, and that inhibits our own possibility for liberation. What's happening in our world today is unbearable, unconscionable, deadly. And it'll be up to all of us in our own unique way to be that change, as they say, in which we are looking for. Inhale, come on up. Bring your knees together and then extend your legs straight out in front of you. Reach underneath your buttocks, pull the flesh back, then arms up, and exhale, fold all the way forward. And just grab what you can. Inhale, lengthen, and fold. Close your eyes. And so all of us have work to do. And the time is now to do it. To call your power back, reframe your narratives, remember who you are, cultivate your self-confidence from the inside out, trust your intuitive knowing, and then act. Act as if lives depend on it, because they do. Act as if love depends on it, because it most certainly does. Inhale, come on up and come into a cross-legged position. Back into Dhyana Mudra, thumbs together, spine long. This mudra is very significant. It creates a triangle. Your hands are the base, the firm foundation that is essential for ascension. The right-hand corner of the triangle, the bottom corner, represents Sangha, or community. We can't do this alone. We need each other to support each other, to value each other, to reach when others might reject. The left-hand corner is Dharma, purpose, an invitation for all of us to remember that we're not these bodies, or the stories we tell ourselves are true. We are light, we are love, and we are immortal grace, and we are here to step into that truth and to serve while we're in these bodies in a way that uplifts all. And then you move to the top of the triangle. This is Ananda, or bliss, that ascension that moves matter into consciousness. This bliss doesn't live outside of ourselves. It exists within. And so we do the work to peel back the layers of conditioning so that we can experience that illumination, that bliss, and allow that energy to radiate in all we do, say, and create. So let's take this moment on International Women's Day to remember who we are and who we are to each other. If you'd like to finish out your practice and continue meditation, just stay where you are. If you'd prefer to spend the next just minute in Shavasana, go ahead. Your choice. Either sit up tall or lay flat. But just one more minute here. If you're in Shavasana, find your way back up into meditation. And then please place your palms into prayer. And together we take another very deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. And we close this practice by giving thanks to God or your higher power for your bodies and for your breath and for this journey as it is, the light and the shadow. We ask for more tools, for more support, for more community, for more opportunities to heal and grow and awaken. We ask to be fearless in our pursuit of calling our power back, of remembering who we are, to developing our self-confidence so that we can trust our intuitive knowing. We ask as we heal and grow and connect more with the God within, may we serve and may we do what needs to be done in order to uplift all women, all people everywhere, and create a world that is free and fair and just and equal and safe and happy and liberated and peace-filled and loving for all beings everywhere. And then together we offer this blessing with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes and inhale, come up. Thank you so much for class and for being a part of International Women's Day with Yoga Gives Back. We are all so grateful to you, and God bless you always. Namaste.